Hey guys, I'm Jesse Laval. Welcome back to my channel. We're out here in the Bonaparte Estate, or the Abbott Marshlands, and I'm trying to photograph the Kingfisher. I wanted to talk a little bit about why I use dual back button autofocus, because I've made a few videos about how to set up the dual back button autofocus, and I've made a few videos about why I like it, but I still get a lot of comments from people that they don't see the reason for using it. Now, obviously before the mirrorless cameras came out, when we were using DSLRs, back button autofocus was a little more important because the autofocus was clustered into the center of the sensor when we were using DSLRs. One of the advantages of having mirrorless cameras is that the autofocus points are all over the entire sensor instead of being clustered in the center like a DSLR, which diminishes the need for back button autofocus. For me, when I shoot wildlife, or really any of my photography at this point, just because I've now trained my brain to it, I don't like having the shutter button tied to my autofocus. I prefer to be able to focus with a separate button and then be able to recompose my shot and take the shot without it autofocusing when I want to take the shot. I think a lot of people are using dual back button autofocus and seeing that it's more complicated than just pressing one button and right away dismissing it. I do think if you give yourself time to get used to using the two buttons to focus and take the shot, once you kind of get really used to that and it's no longer an issue on your brain where you're kind of struggling and it just becomes second nature to you like it is for me now, there's no disadvantage or any speed loss for trying to take a shot using the two buttons. And then that's where you only see the advantages that you can get from focusing and then recomposing. And when it comes to wildlife, it definitely helps me when I'm trying to shoot birds that are like clustered in branches and stuff, because a lot of times I may want to focus, recompose my shot, and if I have the autofocus tied to my shutter button, it's going to refocus when I try to take the shot, and I'm not going to have that ability to recompose my shot after and then take the shot without refocusing if I'm not using back button autofocus. Not only that, but I use dual back button autofocus, so I have the ability to either use spot or eye tracking at any given time and switch instantly whenever I feel the scenario calls for it. So I do think there are some definite distinct advantages even when shooting with a mirrorless camera for back button autofocus, or even more specifically the dual back button autofocus that I use. So I just wanted to share that with some of you guys because I do think that's important. I think it's important that you at least give back button autofocus a try and give it a little bit of time to adjust to getting used to shooting that way, because I do think more people are going to find it more advantageous than they think it might be at first. It does seem a little bit complicated. It does take a little bit of a learning curve to get used to it, but I do think once you learn it and once you get used to it, you're going to see more advantages coming from the system than you will see disadvantages for sure. Anyway, guys, if you think this video helped you in any way, think about going below, subscribing, clicking that notification bell, and I'll see you on my next video.